Well, folks, joining me now is Jim Tobul. He is the owner, and I tell you what, the pilot of this beautiful Corsair behind us here. This is a 1981 Passion build. Tell me about this beautiful airplane here, Jim. This is just, I am in awe of this plane. Tell me about it.
Well, this aircraft was actually my dad and I have a lot of aviation background. I was flying airplanes when I was 9 years old in my dad's old Stinson 108. And his passion was warbirds. And so we had a number of airplanes. But in 1981, we had the opportunity to purchase this aircraft in parts. And we trucked it home. Took us 10 years to build it. In 1991, we got it flying again. And it was just a day, it was December 7th, 1991.
Pearl Harbor Day.
Pearl Harbor Day. What a day.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, tell me a little bit about the process, okay, that you and your dad went through here in order to put this airplane together. I mean, you know, that's kind of a special thing, father and son. I mean, you know, of course, you were a young man then. How did you get this passion to do this?
Well, we started out in Model Ts and Model As, did cars and trucks and all kinds of things, and then migrated towards aircraft. And being that my dad and I are both engineers, we enjoy kind of playing with different aspects of rebuilding. And so this was a challenge. We got a truckload of parts and we had to go figure out what went where and how. And we did. And what parts we didn't have and couldn't find, we had to make. So we acquired the original manufacturing drawings to that airplane so that we could make the parts properly and to be airworthy. So it was a long process. Fortunately, we had most of the parts, but not all the parts.
Well, tell me specifically a little bit about this particular airplane. I mean, when was it built, and do you have the history back on when the thing came off the line?
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because we didn't know at the time. We acquired the aircraft, brought it home, then we went to the Naval Archives to find out the history of the aircraft. Found out, number one, it was built in 1945, accepted in the Navy November. And then we started looking at where it had its service. And because it has a unique bureau number, 97143, we were able to track it. So going through the archives, we found it was on the USS Valley Forge and the Boxer and the Oriskany during the Korean War. We then took and found the squadrons of the different boats, found 6 pilots that actually flew this in combat, have copies of their logbooks making all the different runs, and realized that this aircraft did well over 200 combat missions in Korea by itself. So that was an honor, and some of these guys would come out and help us and facilitate some of the rebuilds, bring in their grandchildren, and this is the plane they actually flew in combat. It was very, very heartwarming for us. So it represented not only my father and I, but also the families that were involved in this aircraft and in the squadrons. Then we found out it was sold to Honduras, fought in the El Salvadorian Honduran War called the Soccer War in the 60s, and made it through that war, became a derelict, then found its way back to the States in 1977, and then we acquired it in 1981. So the history is a rich Navy history as well as others, but as a combat vet, it served a lot.
Well, and I know your father was a Marine Corps, Semper Fi. You were born in Cherry Point.
I was born 1957 in Cherry Point.
Oh my goodness.
And I was actually supposed to fly, I was slated to fly my dad's old squadron, VMF 231, Ace of Spades out of Cherry Point, in Harriers. And the Hawaiian life came, and it was an ailing family business of the Marine Corps. And of course, you know, I asked my dad, what should I do? And he said, son, you have to make your own decision. And I knew what it was.
Yeah.
I helped the family business and we grew it, but that opportunity was there.
Well, all of the pleasure that veterans get, that they see this beautiful bird play a role in shows like this weekend. I mean, how much of a rush do you get when you power that thing up and run down the runway? I mean, that has to be just, I guess, just something that undescribable.
Well, you know, every time I get in there and I place my feet on the rudder pedals, number one, I think about all those pilots before me that flew this aircraft. And it humbles me to know that I'm a caretaker and keeping this airplane alive for other people to see and feel. It's not as sitting in a museum. You can actually hear it, see it, feel it, and even smell it. When it starts up and the little cloud of smoke kicks out, that's something that hopefully will be around a long time. But when I actually fly the airplane, you got 2,600 horsepower, And it's a ride and experience that it is hard to even describe. I fly a lot of different airplanes between bombers and fighters and trainers and L-birds, and even helicopters.
Wow.
And probably the Corsair is my most favorite because not a lot of pilots can fly them. It's got the hose nose, you sit way back, very high, and it's very heavy. And so when I come into land, my AOA, my angle of attack, is very high. I lose all forward visibility.
Wow.
And I have 1 foot peripheral vision on both sides, and so I just watch the edges of the runway as I come in and touch down, and I see nothing forward.
Godspeed. God bless you for all you do for all the veterans out there.